wish all of them would look this pretty. Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video, I am going to be discussing why I don't particularly like the Kane Chronicles covers. Now, important distinction, I don't like the British book covers. I am completely fine with the American ones, and I actually think they're much better, which, way to go America, you win this round. So, why don't I like these covers? When I was going over my shelf the other day, because I love staring at my shelf, that's basically what I do all day, every day. When I was looking at them, I thought the differences were not only in the style, but also in what they chose to represent. Let me explain. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. We have the Red Pyramid, and this is the American book cover. I absolutely adore the style. I love this new style for the Percy Jackson series as well, and it shows both of the Kane siblings fighting what seems to be a gigantic snake, and Carter looks very badass with his weapon in his hand, an accurate weapon, might I add, and Sadie is just shooting magic hieroglyphs at an invisible monster, which is beautiful. They both look badass and they're both depicted. 10 out of 10. Moving on to the British book cover. Do I even have to comment? First of all, why is Carter the only one there? They both have chapters, they're co-protagonists, so they both should be there. Second of all, why does Carter look like he's around 30 years old? I know they used a human model, obviously, to take that picture, but they could have chosen a teenager. I don't need him to be 14 exactly, but please, not in his 30s. Third of all, Carter does not use a sword that looks like that. That's a European sword, I think. And Carter uses a curved blade, a fact that is mentioned several times throughout the book series. So, if Set being an ugly little thing up there isn't enough to upset you, I think everything else is enough to make you want to buy the American book covers. Next up is Throne of Fire, and in this one, in the British version, we also get Carter alone by himself fighting an ugly CGI monster. So, at least they got one thing right, his sword is correct, but everything else is pretty bad. He still looks old even though it's just his back, which I don't know how they managed that. Also, he's alone. So, Sadie, please, where you at? And lastly, if you can't afford like good CGI monsters, just draw them. Like, I also like when it's just drawn out with normal graphics, you know, it doesn't have to be 3D. Please, if it's going to be this ugly, just have an artist draw it out. And I feel like it's really unfair to compare this one to the American book cover because they both look, again, so badass, the both of them on that burning boat. So it's not even like a fair comparison. And yeah, what would I grade Throne of Fire British book cover? A 2 out of 10, honestly. It's so bad. Then finally we have Serpent's Shadow, which is, as you can see, the only one of my books that I have with the American book cover. Now in this one you can see Carter bigger than Sadie, but I mean, at least she's on there, you know, and the rest looks pretty epic. I love the color scheme, so little to no complaints here. And I'm actually not sure which British book cover goes with the rest of the set that I have. I found 2 online and I'm not very sure. I'm pretty sure it's this one. And as you can see, it's terrible. It has Sadie in it, but she's in the back, and it's obviously focused on Carter doing some magical thing. Carter still looks way too old. And there's an ugly snake in the back, so that trend is still there, still going very strong. I mean, points for putting Sadie in there in the last book, but everything else is just horrible. It doesn't even match my other covers, so I'm very confused. This is the other British book cover I found for the last book, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't go with my set, and it goes with another set of book covers which is equally as horrible as the one you're seeing right now, so if you want to look these up, they're a treat for the eyes. So yeah, that's basically why I have a problem with the Kane Chronicles British book covers. Because number one, why isn't Sadie in any of the first 2 book covers? That makes literally 0 sense. Number 2, why does Carter look 100 years old? And number 3, they're just plain ugly. No offense to the person who designed them, they're just not my style, not my cup of tea, and I don't like the CGI monsters in the back. Let's just get that out there if I hadn't made that clear before. First of all, I just wished my covers would match, because I hate not having matching covers for a series. And second of all, I wish all of them would look this pretty. So that's all I have for this video today, and I hope you liked it. Please leave a comment down below with your opinions on the British book covers, and if you have any opinions on the other Percy Jackson British book covers, because there's a lot to unpack with those one too. And yeah, see you next time. Bye!